So as I told earlier, if you are a beginner, gouache can be a bit tricky to use at first. Here I'll tell you a few tips and tricks to use gouache. So number one tip is that synthetic brushes work best. For gouache paints, instead of using natural brushes, you should use good quality synthetic brushes since they don't hold too much water and you can get a better control of the paint. Number two tip is that using a good quality paper is very important. The quality of paper makes a huge difference on how easier or harder it will be to paint on it and to control the paints. So this is hot press of 300 GSM. For beginning, you can start with 200 GSM to 250 GSM watercolor or mixed media paper. I personally prefer cold pressed textured sheets, which helps me in easily laying down different layers of paint and to have control over it totally. Also, good quality paper will also absorb water and paint properly, and it will be easier to build up different layers. Number three tip is that you should be using gouache directly from the tubes instead of using dry gouache from the pans or palette. We should use it directly, fresh from the bottles. So this is a palette I have lying behind from before. I'll have to reactivate it with water. So this is not what I prefer. I prefer using it directly. This will help you to find the right consistency you require, and you will know what ratio of paint and water is to be kept for the desired opacity or transparency. If you use gouache from the pans by reactivating the dry gouache using water, you won't have the same creamy consistency and opacity like when it was fresh. Like here. You will get a transparent effect. See, I'll show you. So it looks more like watercolor when reactivating from the palette. Can you see? It's a little more transparent. And now I'm using fresh gouache in the other flower. So you see how dark it is. Number four tip is that you should be working from thin to thick layers. I'm using light yellow. So you can always lay two thin layers to get a thicker layer and to build up the opacity you require. You can paint a thicker layer over a transparent or a thinner layer, but vice versa is not possible because painting a transparent layer over an opaque layer simply doesn't work well. So I'll be painting yellow, which is a transparent layer. It is thin, so it's not covering it properly. You understand my point? So I should have used a thinner layer beneath it. Number 5 tip is that you should not overlay gouache too many times. You should always remember that using 2 or 3 layers is appropriate because if you lay too many layers, the layers lying below these can be reactivated with water and colors can get mixed, which we do not want. So very few layers means lesser are the chances that you will ruin the final piece. Also, do not use too much thick layers because possibility is that it will crack on your paper. So I am using a thicker layer. This is my third layer. And you can see it's coming out to be opaque, right? Lastly, I would like to say that to get better at using gouache like any other art medium, you need practice and you should give it time. If you really like the finish of gouache paints, keep practicing and you will get better for sure. Just don't give up. I love using gouache even if they take up so much of my time, but the end results are totally worth it. So what is your favorite medium to paint? Tell me in the comment section below. I hope this video was useful for you to understand how gouache works and what to expect from these white nights range. So thank you for watching guys. If you want to give them a try, link is given in the description box below. And if you like this video, don't forget to click the thumbs up, press the bell icon and subscribe to my channel for more such videos. Bye bye guys, see you next time.